Hey, what's good everybody? This is Ced Banner and this is my review of Us. So this film, of course, highly anticipated by anyone who loves film, anyone who enjoys movies. Even people who are not film fans really loved Jordan Peele's introductory film release, which was Get Out a couple of years ago. Hugely successful film, made so much more than the budget. Because of how smart it was, how different it was, how suspenseful it was. I mean, it was just really almost a perfect film. Some people may say not almost, it just was. I'm not really sure, but I really did enjoy the film. I've heard some people say it was overrated. Those people can't be pleased. Just my opinion. But this film was hugely anticipated, highly anticipated, and I'll say this. I'm going to cover the film. I'm going to review it in an extremely vague way, just to make sure I don't give anything away. I don't do spoilers. So I'm going to try to give you a good idea of what type of film it is without telling you what type of film it is. As far as the plot I thought was really cool, because it's not anything super deep, but the way Jordan Peele shoots this film, the way he paces it, it feels like it's a lot deeper and heavier than it is, I believe. That's how I felt anyway, and I enjoyed that. It's they call it a horror film, and definitely so, but it is. But it's very psychologically disturbing, I think, especially after the movie, when you get to thinking about what you watched and kind of start piecing some things together. I think it was extremely disturbing. It's a psychological thriller. It is also a nice dark comedy, which I loved. When you can manage to not necessarily scare me, but to make me feel unsettled, but to cause me to laugh, genuinely laugh while feeling that way, you know what you're doing. And Jordan Peele, he started off as a comedian. Of course, I used to watch him way back when I was a kid and used to sneak on Saturday nights, stay up late and watch Mad TV. And then, of course, we had the Key and Peele show. Everyone knows about that, of course. And what I loved about that show, a lot of people said, oh, well, it was a ripoff of the Chappelle show. I don't think so, because the writing, I felt like, was so much different and more intricate. As much as I love the Chappelle show, the writing was pretty immature, I think. Yeah, I'll say it was pretty immature in a lot of cases. Funny, but just not that, deep. With Key and Peele skits, a lot of times, I will find myself just laughing uncontrollably at these skits, but also at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, that was kind of smart. That was what made him think of that, and he brings that talent to his film. I can say now, after seeing 2 of his films, that he's a master of atmosphere. I've seen and heard a few complaints from other people who have seen the film already, and they complain that, oh, this wasn't explained, or this twist wasn't a twist, yada yada. And here's my opinion: when it comes to movies, it's okay to have your formula film, which is okay. This is A, this is C. B happened and got us from A to C. That's cool, but I feel like with film, a lot of times it should be about more than that. If you're able to make it more about, okay, let's make the audience, the viewer, feel this, and let's make them feel this while thinking about that. That's something else. That's a whole different level of talent, and this film accomplishes that. Because whether you like the film or not, it's going to cause a lot of discussion afterwards, for many reasons. So this film has great atmosphere. Of course, I'm huge on the score and soundtrack. Jordan Peele kills it again. He killed it in Get Out. He killed it with this. Of course, you've already seen in the trailers the use of the 1995 rap classic "I Got Five on It." He uses that probably 3 or 4 times in this film, and it's great each time. But the last time it's used, it takes a scene that is already messed up and disturbing, and makes you feel bad for enjoying the fact that you're watching it, because it just adds to the atmosphere in such a great way. The cinematography it fuses with that so perfectly that it's hard for me to describe, man. But I felt like I was at a film buffet. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I love about movies, things that made me get hooked on them the way I am, were on display here. And man, I feel like he killed it. I really did. As far as the casting was great. Lupita Nyong'o, I believe is how you pronounce it. I tried. She kills it. I feel like she should see some type of nomination. I do. She plays 2 characters, of course, and that's not giving anything away. But she kills it on both sides, man. She's a great actress, and I love that Peele gave her a platform here to really display it, because she's already been in a line of huge, successful blockbusters, but she hasn't been able to really show her chops the way she was here. Of course, we have the actor Winston Duke, which you'll know from Black Panther, who played M'Baku. He did a great job. Now, your opinion on his character, it'll probably be the same as mine and my wife. We felt like he was just an idiot, complete idiot. But he was fun to watch on film, and he was funny also. Elizabeth Moss is in the film. She's not on the screen a lot, but when she is, I really enjoyed it. If you watch A Handmaid's Tale on Hulu, you know who she is. She's the main character. She's Red, and she does a great job here. She's part of a scene that I feel like is a instant horror classic, and it's not anything that happens in the scene that we haven't seen in a movie. One of the big things with Get Out was the fact that it was written and shot in such a way that it caused a lot of discussion and debate as far as what message it was trying to portray. And I felt like it was more than one message. I felt like it was layers to it. And with Us, it's not any different, but it is. Which, once again, another huge credit to Jordan Peele. I felt like there were maybe 3 or 4 layers when it comes to, underlying messages put into the plot. One of the big ones I noticed, and this, once again, not giving anything away, but it basically pointed a lot towards how the masses are controlled, and this can be thought of as an opinion, I guess, but I agree with it, so I'll just speak about it, in that manner. But the masses are controlled by what we perceive as higher ups, whether it be politicians, whether it be celebrities, whether it be authoritative figures, whatever. But I felt like it basically showed how so much of our energy and our being is competition, and trying to achieve what somebody else has achieved, or trying to get what they have, and allowing it to kind of blind you and maybe cause you to be something that you're not, or somebody that you're not meant to be. That's one of the messages I saw a lot throughout the plot here. I felt like it may have been taking a lot of jabs at the social structure that we have, class. And I would love to go deeper into that, but I can't, not in this anyway. But I feel like it took a lot of jabs at that, and I thought it did it in a very masterful and a very intelligent way, and I really enjoyed that. So some great messages put into the film here. I love that there were many times throughout this film where it felt like it was about to go down this lane that is a formula that we've seen in many other films, and it'll start out that way, and then as soon as you think, oh, here we go, this is just another one of those, it'll veer off somewhere else. And that happens in this film maybe 4 or 5 times. keeps the pacing great and keeps it feeling fresh. So yeah, all of that was just awesome. But just going back to Jordan Peele and how great he is at atmosphere and cinematography and the score. This is one of those scenes where everything works together so perfectly that when the scene kicks in for real and stuff gets to popping, I grabbed my wife's arm and I was like, oh. Because I just loved it that much. Like, it was that satisfying to me. Great scene. And this movie has several what I believe to be iconic scenes. And I will say at the end, you may be disappointed, or you may be or you may be confused. I've already heard a lot of people just flat out confused. Or you may be like me, where you're just like, whoa. This is the kind of heavy I like to see. This is the kind of dark I like to see. It was great, man. It was great. So I can ramble on about it forever, but that's my vague overview of the film, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to try to go any deeper and mess up and spoil anything. My rating of Jordan Peele's Us is a flawless film. And I know some people are going to argue with me about that, because I already got a couple of texts today from people calling it stupid. They didn't like it for their, different reasons. But based upon what I think films should give you, especially horror flicks, and just from the filmmaking aspect, I feel like he nailed it. I feel like he absolutely nailed it. I feel like he came off of a huge success with Get Out. And he could have easily given us some lazy piece of crap just to get the money, and he didn't do that. I feel like he gave us something else that's going to stand the test of time. And I really love the movie. I did. I loved it. And I feel like it is worth every cent. If you are on the fence about going to see it, I say go see it. If you love film and everything that goes into the process and the making of it, and noticing every little detail on screen, definitely go see this and eat it up, man. Enjoy it. So that concludes my review of Us. My next review is actually going to be posted tonight as well for Shazam, a couple of weeks early. So until then,